Now to an interesting news coming out from the National Sports Festival. We hear that they have approved the flag football for demonstration at the National Sports Festival by the National Sports Commission, and of course it begins in Ogun State on Sunday. Now this landmark decision marks the first time flag football will appear at Nigeria's biggest sporting event in Abeokuta. Now the breakthrough comes through the leadership of Azeez Amida and his Showtime Flag Football League and the Nigerian American Football Association, who have transformed flag football from grassroots excitement to national recognition. Now, these demonstration status could lead to full inclusion in future festivals, opening doors into state funding and talent development, particularly significant as flag football debuts at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Now, joining us to talk about these major developments is the Vice President, Nigerian American Football Association, Oluwaseye Obatolu, joins us this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's look at this. I mean, when it comes to major events like the Sport Festival, the Olympics, there are sports that are, approved as demonstration sports with the hope of being included, in future events. For the National Sports Festival, what do you think that the inclusion of flag football as a demonstration sport mean to the growth and recognition of the sport in Nigeria?
Thank you. So I think the inclusion of the flag football demonstration in the Sport Festival is very, very important. Because this is an opportunity for us to actually showcase what has been done in the background for almost a decade, with respect to being able to get American football and flag football from the secondary school, the under 13, all the way through to, at the moment, the creation of Team Nigeria. So our intention in the event is to show all the existing leagues. We're talking about Showtime, we're talking about CFFL, we're talking about Abuja and Ogun State, and then showcase the under 13 and also the Team Nigeria that are preparing for our Egypt team, which is the African flag competition that's going to hopefully get us into the World Tournament next year and in preparation for Olympics.
All right, I would like to also find out, I mean, we have the NAFA and we also have Showtime Flag Football League. How did the collaboration, work towards achieving this historic milestone? And of course, what are the key challenges along the way?
So that's a good question. We need to actually give credit to the National Sports Commission for creating the environment for this to happen. We also need to give credit to the NOC for creating the environment for the Olympics, and also for us to prepare for this competition. So it was basically the NSC that came up with the idea, brought Showtime and told Showtime to support us in the creation of an exhibition that we can actually have in the sports festival. And so far it's been working well. We've also gotten all the other leagues outside Showtime involved, and I think so far everyone is working well towards achieving the same goal.
All right, interesting one right there, and we've seen this. I would like to also ask, when sports are being demonstrated in a major event, the chances are not so bright most of the times when you look at, it being, brought in as a sport where you can win medals in the next event. For instance, rugby once upon a time in Nigeria was a sport that was also demonstrated in the sports festival. It later came to bear. This sports festival, rugby, is not even a compulsory sport. And when you look at rugby, it's an Olympic sport. So are there fears that after this, maybe next year's sports festival in Enugu, there might also be challenges to get it a compulsory sport, knowing fully well that not all the 36 states might be involved fully in flag football?
Within NAFA, we've been able to get to over 16 states, reaching 23 states. So the intention is that by next year's festival, we can reach all the states in the country. And with respect to winning medals, our aim is that we should be able to win our first medal in June, where we have the African tournaments. So hopefully this is a showcase of what has been built from 2019 to date, and also a showcase of what others outside of the Football Association is doing. with respect to their own particular independent leagues. So the idea is not for us to just come once and not come again. The idea is for us to come, exhibit, show people the full value chain from the 130s through to Team Nigeria, but also to be consistent. So if you check online, you see how consistent we've been, and hopefully it's just to maintain the same momentum.
All right, before I let you go, I have two questions in one. First off, how can state government, and private sector partners support the growth of flag football and development across the country? And then secondly, ahead of the 2028 Olympics, how is NAFA preparing to identify and develop talent, ahead of that? And how realistic is it that Nigeria can have a place at the 2028 Olympics? And of course, state government support, what do you think they can do to help, push this cause?
So that's a very good question. And I think credit to His Excellency for actually giving us the platform to be able to exhibit in Ogun State. So that's part of the support. We've had a lot of support from all the states we're in. We've not really had a lot of issues working with the state government. So the support we just ask them is to continue the way they are. When we're expanding and we're getting to all the other states, we'll receive the same welcome. With respect to preparations for the Olympics, part of the first game is the Egypt African tournament, which is a flag tournament which we're playing over in June. And the idea and the hope there is that we will be able to win. And then subsequently, there is the World Games next year. And again, this includes America, Europe, and Africa and Asia, and hopefully we should start getting our rankings up. So we've already gone through the main processes to get through to the Olympics. We're registered with the International Federation. We're recognized by the NOC. They've been very, very supportive. And also we've been working closely with the NSC. They've also been very, very supportive in terms of making sure we achieve what we're trying to achieve.
All right, I must say a big thank you to you, Oluwaseye Obatolu, for your quality time. We look forward to having to see the demonstration and hoping that next Sport Festival in Ogun State would have flag football make its appearance as a medal sport. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
All right.